All right, yes, we're still here. The round of applause is for Ycee, not me, by the way. Because it was our Wednesday on the Midday Oasis that was juiced by Ycee. Before we went on the break, I also played Bubbly, that's Ycee featuring Falz. And I played that song because I saw that it was one of the things that you put up that you thought that was really underrated. A song that you think didn't blow last year. What do you think that is?
Well, I think, the thing was that song came out on the EP that had Juice on it. So, when we dropped the EP, everybody just gravitated towards Juice. Like, Juice was doing the madness. Everyone was like, oh, this is jam, this is jam. So, I think somewhere in there, a bunch of all the other songs on the EP just got, not too many people paid attention to them. And I think on our own part, we didn't really promote as we should have, because everyone was like, oh, juice, 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 juice. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that I've learned over the years, because it's one thing to put out a body of work, and it's another thing to properly promote a body of work, because you have to know, okay, what song you're promoting from what period to what period, and okay, what's the next song that you're gonna shoot a video for, and all that other stuff. Yeah. So.
And then speaking of your tweets, you are, or you were of the opinion, I think that you still are of the opinion that you were basically in summary saying that you made some of the best songs musically last year.
Yeah.
And were better than a lot of us faves, by the way. Please explain that.
Yeah, I feel like, because I think one thing about Nigerian music now, I don't know if it's from the listeners or it's from the audience, people just have this hit music syndrome where they're like, oh, if your song doesn't pop in the club, or if it doesn't go viral, or if you don't get 100 million views, or if everybody's not making a video about it, then you didn't do well or anything. But I mean, last year I put out a body of work with Bella Lubo. Shout out to Bella. Late Night Vibrations. And anytime I listen to that, I'm like, okay, I actually did that, and I think that's really the first time that I would say I made music, and I put a piece of myself into that, because around the time we were working on that body of work, I was going through a very, very nasty breakup. So the only way I could cope was just to go into the studio and just, instead of picking my phone to start sending text messages to my ex, I was just writing songs, So I think that pretty much just it influenced the direction that the project, went on. And I mean, me saying I put out some of the best music last year is just, I feel it's facts. Anybody that feels otherwise would also have to present their own facts, because the songs that I put out last year are really, really amazing songs. Say Bye Bye, Your Love, the Juice remix, the LMV project, and
what spurred you to do you had a series of tweets?
Yeah.
You actually even said, watch out, I'm gonna start tweeting at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So what actually influenced that? Something had to have happened to be like, you know what, I'm about to tweet a couple of things to these guys and let them know what happened.
I think I was just really, really excited because my birthday was coming up, and the plans that have been made, and there's a lot of stuff that's currently in the pipeline in the work. So I mean, it was the weekend, I may have been pushed by certain spirits, but I was just really, really coming from a very genuine place, and I think I have management in the UK, and as soon as I started tweeting, my phone started going off, and they were like, "What's going on? What's this thing that you're doing on Twitter? Why are you ranting?" I'm like, "No, I'm not ranting. Like, I'm just happy." And I mean, Twitter is one of my favorite places to be, regardless of the trolls and all that. I enjoy putting my emotions and how I feel down in writing. So that's why I spend a lot of time on Twitter. So I was really, really coming from a good place. And I just wanted people to stop disrespecting me.
All right. Yeah. And J on Twitter says, Ycee, I'm a fan of your music. At Beast_Ghost says, we got your back here. Let it begin, hot. Okay, you have your people pulling out for you.
Yeah.
So what is the gist with Tinny Entertainment, really, from your mouth directly? Well, what exactly happened? Are you still, who's your new management? What's the general gist?
Well, I mean, generally, I don't think it's news anymore, but I am no longer signed to Tinny Entertainment. I think that relationship was something that's been running from, it's been a long time, I think pretty much when I started music, I just got signed to Tinny Entertainment. So if you look into my musical history, it's Tinny Entertainment. So, I mean, I've been with them for 6 years, and I was at a point in my career where I just felt like I needed to, go out there and take charge, and just pretty much I just planned to do a lot of big things, and I felt like one of the first things I needed to do was to be independent, so as to properly inspire the change that I was willing to bring to the industry. So, currently I have my own company. It's the AMBT company. That's what it's called. Ain't nobody but a Dan. And a lot of people. I think when I made the announcement, a lot of people didn't really know how to take it per se. People were saying stuff like, "Oh, every artist wants to have a label now. Oh, the same cycle. We've seen this happen in the past. It's not gonna work out. This and that." But I think it's something. It's not something that I just woke up and I was like, "Okay, this is what I want to do." It's stuff that we've been working on for as far back. Like it's been 2 years in the works, to be honest, roughly. And part of the reason why I was silent, towards the end of last year was because I was, making sure that the end of the relationship with, Tinny Entertainment was not going to be anything that would have anybody, coming on social media to do and undo, because I mean, when a lot of people think about artists leaving labels, they just think there has to be some sort of dispute, there has to be some issue.
So there wasn't any dispute?
I mean, not that I know of, not on this side, but, yeah, so when we had that done, so I had to take time off to properly set the structure that I need. And I think one thing a lot of artists get wrong is, when they want to set up their own thing, they feel like, okay, they have to be the CEO, they have to call all the shots. But, I think the higher percentage of putting together a successful company is knowing your capacity and knowing what you can and cannot do, and knowing when you have to bring people in that have the expertise and the know-how to handle these things for you. So, I mean, in my own case, yes, the AMBT is my company, it's my outfit, I'm the CEO per se, but, I work with a dedicated team that, I sit down with and we deliberate. It's not a situation where I'm like, oh, I want to drop this song tomorrow and that's what's going to happen. No, it's a conversation where, okay, I want to put out this song and this is why I think we should put out this song. And they also bring their own ideas to the table and say, okay, this is how we go about it. And, everybody's just working together for a common goal. And as opposed to where a lot of people think, oh, Ycee's a boss, Ycee's a CEO. I have my own company, but I still have people that I answer to.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I wanna deviate a little still on Tinny Entertainment. I do know there's a lot of you that sign on the Bella
Yeah.
and Damilare music.
Yeah.
And in the past, Damilare put up a tweet about being hit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Bella has been putting up some cryptic tweets, if I'm gonna be going by as insinuations and assumptions,
Yeah.
talking about burning old bridges. What is going on with you
I
guys? Right at the time you've left, you know what I mean? What
Yeah.
exactly is going on?
But I feel like everybody from from the whole situation, because I don't think it's news anymore that it's like all the artists have left Tinny Entertainment, but I feel like everybody left with their own, you know, grievances and whatnot. But I think in the case of Damilare being assaulted, I really, 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 really felt very, very sad about that, because to me, like he said, it felt like emotions were being mixed with business, and I feel like that's one thing that shouldn't happen at any point in time. And it's just sad to see that, because I, regardless of whoever I'm working with, regardless of whoever I'm cool with, I don't like seeing news of people that I know, like negative news out there. So, I mean, when I saw that, I reached out to him, I spoke to him, and, I got more light on the situation. And I mean, I don't think there was anything that would have warranted him being assaulted by, Tiny. But I mean, hopefully everything is being worked out without violence and, the right way. But I mean, with Bella, Bella is a very, very strong-willed young woman, and anything that Bella wants to do, she sets out and she gets it done. But in respect to the cryptic tweets,
You know what I mean? I mean, coincidences happen, but come on, more often than not, there's a pattern.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah.
I'm like. Everything just kind of happened at the same time for it to be too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I feel everybody's doing well. Bella put out an EP that's really, really amazing. Dakota Burner is also working on, an amazing project. Damilare as well. Myself, I'm rounding up work on my debut album. So, everybody's just moving forward for for good. So
how's your relationships with the rest of them now? You guys are still cool, making music together?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Dr. Taberna and Dam Larry they were with me yesterday night. You know, celebrating my birthday and all that. So yeah, I mean, people that know me know like I'm a good guy. You know, even to people that have done me wrong, I might separate myself from that, but I don't think I carry any enmity for anybody. Yeah.
The time that you stepped out, because you were silent for a long time.
Yeah, it was really scary.
It was what exactly was happening at that time, and did you not think that, hey, this is gonna negatively affect my fan base? The fact that I'm not present.
Yeah, you know, I felt like I needed to take some time away from the industry because, you know, it felt like since 2015 I've just been, you know, going back to back. I think there are some things that happen, you know, because before you blow up and all that, you're always like, oh man, you know, when it comes, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be a superstar and all that. But one thing about success is you can never truly be ready for it. You know, it comes at a time that you least expect it. So, you know, for me, a lot of things happen really slow. A bunch of things happen really fast. But you know, when I decided that okay, this was the next step I wanted to take in my career, I needed to think long and hard and be sure that you know this is what I wanted to do. And I'm not gonna lie, at some point, you know, I slightly sank into depression because you know I don't know, I'm to an extent I'm kind of an introvert. So when I'm low key like that on the low, it it gets very easy for it to be comfortable where you know because at the time I was in the States with my grandma, so all I had to do was just wake up, eat, watch TV, play video games, go back to sleep, wake up, eat, watch TV. A few times I get in the studio, so it was just I was getting fat. You know, so I just had to sit myself down and talk to myself like, bro, is this really what you just want to be that dude that everybody say yeah, Ycee is good, but he could have been more. You know, so I just felt like you know what we have to get back, you know, and I put out my side because when I even put out my side, I wasn't even thinking about okay, this is what I want to do with this song or this. I just felt like I need to put music out so that people know that I am still making music. And another thing that did for me was you know being away from music and not putting music out. It made me see how people understand me because a lot of people just think oh musicians are only good for music. You know, because even times when I go to play ball and they're like, why see you play ball? We're not coming to sing here. You know, so that period just made people feel like, oh, if Ycee's not putting out music, then what else is Ycee good for? So, I mean, one of the things I want to really work on myself is, you know, create multiple avenues of creativity. So people know that, oh, Ycee doesn't just make music, you know, he also, you know.
What else does Ycee do? What else is Ycee good for?
Ycee plays video games very well.
Are you gonna start playing for business?
Yo, I'm thinking
they make a lot of money.
Trust me, yo. There's this dude I follow. I think he's like the #1 pro gamer in the world, Ninja. He makes about $500,000 a month off playing games. So I mean, yo, if I get that kind of income, it would be bad for the music industry because I don't think I'll be putting out music.